Welcome back. It is hour 3 of the Drive with Jack and Tom and the D Transportation on the road tour. I think we're just starting to get off work. We invite you to stop and see us. And if you want to talk with Lindsay Huddleston, it's always open for business. Happy to have him with us. Very happy to welcome him in. And he is Sport Psychology Consultant and the founder of Sport Psychology Solutions.
Yes.
Correct?
That is correct.
And doing a lot of work basketball circles.
Correct.
Detroit Pistons. Media Day.
Yes.
This week.
Get started.
And we got G-League tryouts. James Edwards was...
He was there. He was 2 for 2 in the corners. I did catch that part.
Really?
Yeah.
So let's back up a second. So this is a serious objective for him. He wants to play for the G-League team.
Right. When I went out there, as I stated, you see a familiar face. He said, "No, it can't be him." And I said, "Well, James is a writer too, so something might be up." So I didn't want to blow anything.
For the athletic.
Yeah. So I kind of backed off a little bit. It wasn't until he came up to me and acknowledged me. I said, "Okay, well, we can talk about it." But he was out there. He was out there competing and running, and took a couple snapshots of him, and 2 for 2, 3 balls. So he was trying to make his thing.
Who do we call?
Last crazy take.
Moving your head, right?
Never met a shot he didn't want.
For sure.
But you had a conversation, Lindsay, I thought was very interesting, about what the G-League might be looking for in players. Not what I thought.
Correct. I was fortunate to have been in contact with Steve Gerard, who is the owner of the Grand Rapids Drive. Really nice guy, really worked hard to put that together there. But also their general manager, John Phelps, really quality individual. And he really amazed me in both Grand Rapids and Detroit where they had open tryouts. And when he addressed this crowd of 60 in each gymnasium, he told them what their expectations were. And he said, "We're looking for people who can be great cheerleaders on the bench. We're looking for people who can be great teammates and pick up a person when they fall. We look at people that can be happy even if they're not playing." And that really kind of caught me off guard because we say, here's that opportunity for people to make it to the big time and do something like that, but they're still espousing the same principles that we talk about in Pee-wee, middle school, and high school sports. So the next time I was in front of some high school athletes, I reiterated the story that we all think about. I got to be the man. I got to score all these points. But no, it's the character that will get you through the door on every level.
Do you think they were receiving that message?
I think they were probably shocked as I was.
I mean, did you get any body language like rolling the eyes?
Well, no, actually, you heard the upsurge in the response. You saw people put more effort into crowding it up when they were on the side. You saw them say, "Let me take advantage of that." And I guess it gave them a little guide way to say, "Well, I can put some more effort into this even if I'm not on the court right now." But some people took it to heart.
Right. And I do notice in the playoffs, and I look at the little things when I watch the playoffs, and when you get into the playoffs, deeper, closer to the finals, I see more bench reaction than I remember in the shorts. So maybe this is a trend.
I think it is a trend. It plays a significant role because, the bench are going to be the catalyst for the guys playing. And what happens is a lot of guys are so preoccupied, guys are with, I'm not playing, and that body language, 90% communication just shows someone who's, detracted from what's going on, not connected to what's going on, and it can have a ripple effect. But the reverse is also the same. If someone is hyping you up and supporting you, clapping it up, that can kind of be that catalyst to great things happen.
For some reason, gentlemen, I had always thought the G-League might be exercise of selfishness, to get ahead, whatever they could.
They got separated themselves.
I know who told me that it wasn't that way, and I didn't really believe it until I heard Travis who was with South Bend, and he was saying, "It's a real team. And then Brandon Wood, we had on a week or so ago, a couple weeks ago, and he is now with the city.
Yep.
Yeah. And so, it's probably kind of a training ground. They're going to pick prospects based on not just athletic ability, but as long as they fit in the team. I guess if you're looking for a guy to be your 12th man, you don't expect him to be a all-pro anyway.
Sure. Well, just in most programs, you already have your superstars paved out, and everyone else kind of comes in more sense to go. But I thought one thing was interesting. They said they wanted to take 6 guys in the training camp. That was the goal, and they do have up to 6 roster spots available. And the new thing with this G League is that they're going 2-way contracts that can be upwards of several $100,000. So there's an opportunity.
Real money now.
But isn't it, I see so many times that they don't make the NBA, they go international.
Right.
Overseas. They can good lift. A lot of ex-Michigan State players have done it.
Sure.
Well, who goes there and who stays in the G League?
Well, ironically, the calling card the G League used this year for the trial. Last year they had a player who made the roster, who made the G League team, and he had a great successful season without most of the G League games, and then he received a pretty big contract to go overseas. So what's happening is, it's not just one option. One could be you do a great job, get that exposure, and get an international contract, or you continue to circulate through the NBA. So the options are really there. A lot of guys are coming who are making stopover. One young man was from Russia. Another guy was playing, I think, wanted to go to Egypt or something, but they will make a stopover, and they got to kind of stay in contact. And those G League GMs are working. They're connected with everyone. They know who's doing what, and I think it's just another platform to continue to have quality basketball and opportunities.
So it's more, I think it might be more the farm system being able to roll into their office, the D League or...
Yeah, I think it's definitely a farm system for not just players, but for front office personnel. Because we just saw Elton Brand, was had about 5 years in the 76ers. He went down and became the G League's their GM. The year's time is now 76ers GM. So you're seeing it on both sides, player as well as front office personnel. So not enough to blink at anymore. You got to just kind of give it this proper respect.
Well, like a former player wants to be a manager, sometimes he may go to AAA or AA, whatever.
In baseball, but be with the craft.
Correct. And I think that's the key, Jack, when you talk about learning the craft. And so many people want to, get in position, but they never really want to put that time in to kind of learn it. And then if a guy before him had to put in X amount of years, he's not really popping up and just taking off. They're going to say, you got to go through what I went through. You got to grind it out a little bit. And I think the G League is an example of that opportunity that's there without just being able to knock on front door.
Well, it's that guy that made that Irvin called up with the Lakers. He was 30 years old.
Yeah. Andre Ingram.
Sure. Right. I mean, that was a story that was on the news.
And it's inspiring. I mean, you see that. You can't help but get emotional. This guy was teaching math and men's meet, and he walks into a room and, the Lakers front office is standing there and they're happy to bring him on. But also, not only is that motivation, but that's also letting other players know, hey, you can get a place. You go get a guy who's hungry, who's been out here trying to get it, and here's the opportunity. So I definitely see that culture, with the G League is all over.
I want to switch sports for a minute.
Sure.
One of the great things about Lindsay Huddleston of Sport Psychology School, in these brain game segments, you can throw any topic at this. I want to talk about psychology with Tiger Woods. Last weekend, it's been 5 years since he won anything. He's been close in a couple of majors recently. The confidence was back, if it was ever gone. But he came out there, and that wasn't a fluke either. I mean, he was in charge, and he closed it out.
Correct.
So the psychology for someone who has been through all of that, to be at the top of the mountain, and then at the abyss, to work their way back, what has to happen?
When I think about the Tiger situation, and it's a very good subject to bring up, when he was at the top of his game, living the life he was living, a lot of that had a lot to do with that he didn't have to think about a lot of things.
Right.
But when, quote-unquote scandals broke out and now he had to be conscious of those, it was that consciousness that probably impacted his game. Because the same things he was doing without thought, he was conscious of, and I think that probably made him start the whole process again. So it probably took him 5 years to get to the point where he could be unconscious playing again and get back to that. But that had a lot to do with him probably rebranding and replaying who he was going to mind and not necessarily be caught up in what he's seeing out there or hearing in the news.
Well, I tell you what, he goes school now. I don't even golf fan or not a golf fan. It's probably the greatest comeback story I've heard in recent memory here in all sports.
Absolutely. You get pulled into that and then you see that swell of people that's following you and want to be a part of it and how that transition happens. But, you know, golf is that one sport that that's the one you have to think the less about. It's all about muscle memory. So when you start becoming conscious and the brain is interested, for example, if you had that sand trap there and Jack was saying, I don't want to go in the sand, I don't want to go in the sand, what you told your brain was, go to the sand, because it doesn't know the difference. All it knows is that you made a comment and you made an acknowledgement and you go there. So it's really hard to be able to say it's not there and play through it, but that comes with time to practice.
So he obviously has a back problem, surgery, a lot of things that could go wrong, did go wrong, obviously personal situation. Is the tougher part for him on the rebound physical aspects of golf?
That's a good question. I think it may be different for each person. I would take a shot and say it's probably the mental part, because the physical you recognize what he has to deal with, but the mental deals with so many other layers of your personal life, family, people, his long-time caddy, making those type of transitions. I would think someone like him can deal with the physicality of it because he has the trainers around to help him with the physical part, and pain can be neutralized and certain things, whatever that may be. But I think it could be the psychological part, even for someone like Tiger, to say, what is my next goal? What is my next expectation? Yeah, I think the psychological part may be a challenge. It's all about being in the champion mindset,
It'll be interesting. I think it's going to play out next year for Tiger in terms of a potential threat to win another major.
Well, I kind of changed my mind on this. I was maybe closer to Bob Fossum's position.
Right.
We have seen Tiger be dominant in the last.
He won a tournament. He didn't say a major, but a tournament Bob was saying.
Correct.
And he did that.
And it isn't just what he did last week. Convincing is that close. How close he was in a couple of the other majors. Couldn't quite seal the deal.
Right.
But now I guess I would be surprised if he did not win another major championship. I'd be surprised if he wasn't a force on the tour. I'm not saying he's going to be the #1 player. But I wouldn't want to play him in a Ryder Cup this weekend.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
He'll get a lot of attention.
Right.
And they'll take that to another level because what he's bringing to the table and notoriety coming off that win.
Yeah. And I think the key thing that's a great setup with the Ryder Cup being his next event is that it's not totally all on him. There's still other individuals, some of the greatest players in the world representing America, who can help shoulder some of the challenges that he may face. So it's not all directly on him, and he can kind of stay in that good zone.
Let's talk about that for a minute, about the Ryder Cup and the nationalism in golf, and we all talk about the golf class.
Sure.
And now, hey, it's all hell breaks loose.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah, I've been fortunate to experience not a Ryder Cup, but just a major down at World Fields, and it's just amazing community that comes into a place for such a subtle game as golf. And I think media helps that too. We hype it up. People who don't even like golf will get into that. They're going to look and see what are they wearing and who's involved. And Jim Furyk being the captain for the team, I think it'll be interesting to find out what his expectation, his mentality is. Over the years they brought Michael Jordan in as a co-captain just to kind of bring that championship mindset. So I think it's really important who the leaders are and what they're trying to promote amongst all this crazy.
I think this has been a really good year for golf. Don't you think? PGA Tour.
Yeah, I do.
And going into the Ryder Cup.
4 different major winners, but some drama. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And the fact that Tiger was relevant.
Sure.
I mean, I think that's important.
Sure. So many people wrote him off. They thought, when they saw him at his lowest point, that was it.
I mean, just to see the fans, people following him around, the crowd was crazy.
Yeah, it
in
was.
Atlanta last week.
Yeah, it was.
Lindsay Huddleston. He is the owner of Sport Psychology Solutions. It is the brain game, and Tiger Woods' brain, his mind, as if he didn't have an advantage with the body.
Sure.
A lot of people have said that he won tournaments with his mind, his focus, his ability to, as Jack Nicklaus told me, never let one bad shot turn into.
That's really important.
That's applied to all sports. Don't let one interception throw into another.
I think you're absolutely right. I mean, you take that from Tiger Woods and Great Jack, and was saying that, and apply it to our youth athletes. That's one of the biggest issues. One thing I find I do if I'm at a football game with a team or at a basketball, if there's a bad play, in most cases when a player comes out of the game, no one's there to talk to him. And if there is, it's probably someone responding to the negativity. But no one's there to say, hey, let's bring you back, let's focus on moving forward. And I find with a lot of my players, that's one thing I make a point to do. Bad play, when everyone wants to walk in the other direction, I make sure I engage them to your point to say, that's the play that's gone, we're going to move forward. And I think hearing that really helps as opposed to them trying to think of it themselves. If someone's saying, hey, that play's over, let's move on. And to see them make a great play later lets you know that they did that. But I think that's a big challenge many of our athletes have now, is that they may have everyone there to criticize them or have someone in the box upstairs say, yeah, you missed a tackle. Duh, we know. Well, how do we fix this situation?
Right.
And I think that's one of the
But
things.
still, you see coaches still even I know at Fire Riddle days and years ago, that was everybody's getting drilled, verbally.
Correct.
Coming off. You didn't want to, you hide your head looking for that corner of the bench. But now, I mean, still you see when the guy had the holding call, the touchdown was called back. I mean, he's getting, in the high school level, you see, like, what the hell are you doing? You still get those responses.
Oh, it's emotional. It's emotional.
Yeah, I mean, young coach, maybe assistant coaches, maybe more so than the head coach. It's like, come on, what are you doing?
I think someone has to have that responsibility to be the calm, cool one. You have to really.
So that's the better route to go.
I think it is to have that one person who can do that.
Positive response as opposed to,
It's a good cop, bad cop. We talk about all the time. You got to have it, but someone does need to let an athlete know they can do that play. But is there someone that can balance that to help bring that person back? Okay.
It's the Brain Game with Lindsay Huddleston. He's with us each Thursday. Sports Psychology Solutions. I'll tell you how you can learn more about that. But I want to switch gears again and hit you with another sport. Detroit Tigers have 4 games left in the season. They are 64 and 94. They can't lose 100, and they can't go anywhere.
I flipped over to Fox last night. It was sad. It was the 7th inning. They're down with 9-4. They're trying to show responsibility, I guess. And it's like, it's cold out, baseball season's over with. I mean, that's got to be psychologically challenging.
Yeah, it's
pick
tough.
yourself up.
It's tough. I mean, the first question I want to ask is what decisions will be made in the front office, if any at all, because that's going to impact the culture. If leadership stays in place, then we can double down on this culture and try to create something, or we have to look and be prepared for a new thought process to come in and engage it. But that's just the reality of it. You pick up yourself at this point, you learn from it, but the hope is that everyone will try to shift to a more positive mindset and connect to whatever positive culture.
Here's where I'm going with this, guys. Tigers have one more game today against the Twins. Another team with a losing record.
Yeah.
Then they finish the season in Milwaukee. And the Brewers are a half game behind the Cubs.
They can be a spoiler.
The Brewers need this so bad, and the Tigers don't need it at all.
They could play the California Angels in 1967.
Absolutely could. Do they go out there? Do they mail it in? It's a professionalism. They say we owe it to the sport, to everyone else, to give our best effort in this.
Sure. I think so. I think it's something to be motivated about. The question is it going to be a ripple effect? I'm sure someone on the team wants so bad to make that happen, but can they have an impact on the rest of the players to be all in like that? And those unwritten rules of baseball come into play, which is direction they go.
Well, you know that Milwaukee is going to treat this like the World Series. The Tigers, who knows? Do they play? Do they don't play? Does somebody pull a pitcher out or you got it in? It's very different.
It is, and a wise man told me not too long ago the great thing about sports is resolution. Here's an opportunity that the Tigers can be resolute in saying, even though we didn't have a winning season, we still can show some modesty. We still can stand up.
It can impact the league with some pride.
It's some pride. It's some pride. I mean, it's just being red-blooded men. We hope that someone will step up and do so. We should see some kind of fight in them, whether it lasts the entire game, but there should be some show of that hopefully that can carry over next season.
Tom, do you know how many games behind the Tigers are in the American League Central?
I have no idea. I went to the stadium.
25.
I was going to say 20, more than that.
25 games behind. But I have to hand it to the Baltimore Orioles. Last night, they beat the Yankees. So they moved up. Now they're only 60.5 games behind the Boston Red Sox. 60.5 games behind. No team in the last quarter century has finished 60 games or more out of first place.
So how many wins did the O's have at Baltimore? How many wins did they get? Wow. Orioles and Tigers had 43.
Yeah. They're right there. They're right at it.
Oh,
I'll get their exact record in a minute.
That's pathetic.
But they cared enough to say, you know what, our season's been an unmitigated disaster. We're going to play hard.
Sure. I mean, you got to be able to pull that out of people. I mean, that could be one of the bright spots of the season, that if there was a time for you to shine, it didn't show up. You know, it could just be, you know, that bench player getting at the end, did they actually score that goal? Did they actually score that point? So the great thing about sports is that it gives you opportunities, no matter what the scenario is, to step up and be in the arena and perform. I think you're going to see a few of those opportunities leading to these playoffs, and they're going to be critiqued big time too. So the hope is that when those opportunities present themselves, that people take full advantage of it, because that could be the difference between someone being on a roster in the next season or not.
Right. Baltimore has done better than the Tigers did that year. They have 46.
Oh, they do have 46
victories. 46 victories, but they're 25.5 games out of next to last.
Wow.
So they are further out of being fourth than the Tigers are out of being first.
Yeah. Wow.
They're like that horse in the Kentucky Derby that's like, you know, I haven't made the first three-quarter hole.
It's tough. I mean, people are going to look at this season and look at all these stats and everyone's going to look at the analysis, and it's really going to push people to speak to the fire. But the good thing is that hopefully people can take something from that, hit it on the wall and say never again, and let me work on this to improve. All about taking the right approach.
Last question for you, then we're going to give you a chance to talk about what you're doing in sports psychology.
Sure.
Michigan State playing Central Michigan at noon Saturday. Central has beaten Michigan State 3 times, 1991, 1992, 2009. Does that matter to the Chippewas? The fact that it's happened before when they come into Spartan Stadium. Their predecessors have won 3 times.
Oh yeah, I am absolutely sure that that is what's part of the culture, not just in the locker room, but on the campus. And they're talking about that. I wouldn't be surprised if there's not a one-word theme that they're sharing to keep people connected with that. Because when you can connect to some type of success and keep it really local and make it a personal experience, that's a strong thing. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's a one-word mantra being passed around that school. And they're looking at why not us? And you have to watch out for that. It's almost a more dangerous matchup than one of those big Saturday games we'll see on game day, because this is an organization that's tasted some success. They're not intimidated, they're not scared. So keep ready for your best game.
All right, what's the latest with Sports Psychology Solutions?
Oh wow, as we transition, keeping me really busy. That's great. You know, I've been doing a lot of work with individual athletes, and it's been great because it keeps me in the Lansing area. Lets me spend time with my 6-year-old daughter. We got to keep that part in mind. It allows me to see some personal growth. So lately, it's been really a lot of individual athletes with things they've been having going on. But I will be traveling around the state, still connected with clients who may come in town. Keeping an eye on as the basketball season is rolling around. I've been in touch with both, like I said, the G-League team and also the Pistons too. So I plan on moving around, but I really just want to drill down, continue to be a resource for local athletes in the area. So that's one thing I focus on.
And if any of our listeners want more information, the website is?
SportPsychSolutions.org.
Sport with no S.
Correct.
Sport Psych, P-S-Y-C-H.
Correct.
Solutions.org.
Also on YouTube too, Sports Psych Solutions as well. You all great. And you guys will be on video with me later on.
I'll point yourself on LinkedIn.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, because you know why? Because I believe in your message.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Thanks for stopping out. We'll see you next week.
See you next week. Thank you.
We are here at Steakhouse Philly. On your way home, you gotta stop. See, we got some of our favorite listeners, people who follow us everywhere over there. Yeah, bless you guys. We'll be here till after 6 o'clock.
Yep.
It's a drive with Jack and Tom, the Dean Transportation on the road tour.